Hello, I'm Jose Soto, and this is the Gay Reports the Daily Dose. So, yesterday we had the Prop 8 case go back to trial with two new hearings regarding certain procedures and technicalities. One of them being that Judge Walker, who decided that gay people have the right to get married, had to recuse himself according to the proponents of Proposition 8 because he is gay and in a long-term relationship. And of course, many legal scholars and the way that the judges in the circuit court presented their questions really makes me think that this pursuit by the proponents will not pass muster. I think that the ruling of Judge Von Walker would stand as is without any need to vacate the decision because of his sexual orientation and because he's in a long-term relationship with somebody of the same sex. Now, the other technicality that was discussed at the hearing was the fact of releasing the tapes of the trial. Now, it looks like to me that it can go either way, 50-50 on how the circuit court would rule on this. But I think that the circuit court will definitely, my hunch is that the court will probably keep the tapes sealed because Judge Von Walker did promise the litigants that the videos of the trial will be kept sealed, and of course a promise from a court should mean something, and this is a direct quote from one of the judges of the circuit court as they heard the arguments of both sides. Now the general question is, what is next? What's going to happen now? Well, the circuit court is now going to decide on the merits of the case. We think that the Ninth Circuit would definitely find standing for the proponents. If you remember, the proponents were trying to establish standing with the court because the current governor, and the attorney general do not want to defend Proposition 8 in court. However, if this case goes to the Supreme Court, which I kind of doubt that it will reach to that point, but if it ends up at the Supreme Court, most likely the Supreme Court will reject the case because of standing. A lot of cases get rejected because of standing, or even if they are heard in the Supreme Court, most likely the justices of the Supreme Court will rule that the appellants, which could be the proponents of Prop 8, who will probably lose, will not have any standing. Now, the reason why they do this a lot is because usually the Supreme Court doesn't want to rule on these controversial issues, and unless if there are several circuits, federal circuits, that have different opinions, then the Supreme Court will definitely try to render a decision. But I would be somewhat surprised if the Supreme Court, number one, finds standing for the proponents, and number two, actually hears the case on the merits. For right now, my bet is that the Circuit Court of Appeals, whether here with this three-judge panel or en banc hearing, which could happen, but it's highly doubtful that it will go to en banc hearing. But I think that the Ninth Circuit Court will definitely rule in favor of the plaintiffs, and will definitely find that gay couples in California have a constitutional right to get married. Would that affect other states in the circuit? It might. States like in Arizona, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Washington State, and Hawaii, and Alaska are part of the Ninth Circuit, which is the largest circuit in the whole country. And of course, this could set new precedent within that circuit, which means that maybe some of the states would have to abide by it if there is a lawsuit brought against some of the states, which we're seeing now. There's a new lawsuit that has been brought against the state of Hawaii. This news article just came out today, and it's linked up on thegarreport.net. Well, I hope this answers most of your questions regarding the Prop 8 trial, and I hope to see you next time. This is Jose Soto, your daily dose. Don't forget to visit us at thegarreport.net. Thank you.